Since the early days of the Obama administration, citizens across the board have studied videos and photos of Michelle and said that she's a man. In 2014, comedian Joan Rivers fueled both rumors in responding to a TMZ reporter who innocently asked her whether the US would ever elect a gay president.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman
we
president?
already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay.
Rivers' comments fueled social media postings of photos suggesting Michelle is really a man, and a close-up slow-motion video of her dancing on The Ellen Show purporting to show something lurking in her pants.
Hit it.
Less than 2 months later, Rivers died as a result of what was supposed to be a minor throat procedure. Needless to say, her sudden and unexpected death cranked up the rumour mill, and even Barack Obama's own flesh and blood got in on the act. On Twitter, Barack's older brother Malik hinted that he knows the truth, before he suddenly clammed up, deleted the original tweet, and refused to confirm or deny the allegations about Big Mike. Remarkably, Barack Obama himself has repeatedly slipped up and called her Michael over and over again.
Men and women of the finest military in the world. Most of all, Admiral Mullen, Deborah, Michael and I.
Is anything scaring?
You know, well, when Michelle's mad,
Have you ever met a man who accidentally calls his wife by a man's name? News breaks that Barack and Michelle Obama have been named and shamed by one of Jeffrey Epstein's child sex trafficking victims. It has never been more important to understand who Michelle really is. According to official documents obtained by the Illinois State Board of Elections, former First Lady Michelle Obama was registered to vote as a man from 1994 until 2008. The official documents were obtained from the state of Illinois by documentary filmmaker Joel Gilbert, who explains that he decided to take a serious approach to learn about Michelle Obama's background because the mainstream media refuses to touch the topic. But Gilbert was stunned when he received Michelle Obama's official voter registration cards from 1994 and 2008. Describing the process of unraveling Michelle Obama's changing sexual identity, Gilbert wrote, "Having recently obtained official documents from the state of Illinois, here is what I can say with assurance. I found proof in official documents that Michelle Obama registered to vote as a man in 1994. I also have official proof that, after 14 years of voting as a man, Michelle Obama changed her sex in 2008 from male to female. This is not more social media silliness, this is fact. I obtained the documents from the Illinois State Board of Elections only last week. Here is Michelle Obama's official voter registration card from 1994, when she registered to vote as a man. The letter M is circled under sex." Then, on July the 14th, 2008, with her husband about to be nominated by the Democrats for the presidency, she changed her sex from male to female. On the 14th, 2015, allegations surfaced that Michelle Obama didn't give birth to Malia and Sasha Obama when an ancestry search was conducted and resulted in no matches for the Obama daughters. Adding to suspicions, Malia and Sasha were also allegedly delivered by the Obama's close friend, Dr. Anita Blanchard, though no public record of these deliveries exists.
Chairman of the Obama Foundation just happens to look like your oldest daughter. And his wife, who is a doctor, who is credited with delivering your babies, just happens to look like your youngest daughter. The Obamas aren't blind, and their family and friends, and America's not blind. Somebody has to explain this. It's worthy of an explanation, or you should have got rid of these people. And so, literally, like, distance yourself from them. You got rid of Reverend Wright, you distanced yourself from him. Don't make this man the head of the Obama Foundation if he looks just like your oldest daughter. And just the whole story, I mean, the woman delivers the baby. I mean, This woman delivers the baby and looks just like the youngest baby. Somebody, please.
Dr. Ewan of Fellowship of the Mind was the first to suggest that the Obama Chicago friends, the Nesbitts, were the real parents of Sasha and Malia Obama in an article he posted on his website. There is certainly a close physical resemblance between the Nesbitts and Malia and Sasha. The New York Times actually admits that the Nesbitts had an elaborate visiting schedule that involved regular trips from Chicago to Washington, D.C. during Obama's presidency. Who else do you know who organises visiting schedules, except birth parents? Deception has been at the heart of the Obama's long-term strategy since day one. Barack and his co-conspirators have been grooming Michelle to run for president since 2016. As a first step, the power couple signed a $65 million offer to write their respective memoirs as soon as they left the White House. Because Obama told us he is serving his third term right now.
What you know now, do you wish like you had a third term? And I used to say, you know what, if I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony. Wow. I'd be fine with that.
Make no mistake, 3 terms is not enough for Barack Obama. He is chasing his 4th right now. As the former first couple prepare to re-enter public life, people from their past are queuing up to blow the whistle about who they really are. Last year, Barack Obama's college girlfriend told an interviewer that the young Barack shared gay sex fantasies with her, acknowledging that he made love to men daily, but in his imagination. Did the imaginary become reality when he met Larry Sinclair, who provided Tucker Carlson with an account of his intimate experiences with then-State Senator Obama?
It definitely wasn't Barack's first time. That much I'm absolutely certain of. And I would almost be willing to bet you it wasn't his last.
So you performed oral sex on Barack Obama? You did.
The telltale clue about the Democrats' plan for Michelle came when they awarded her the coveted keynote speaker role at the 2020 Democratic National Convention. By way of parallel, Barack was the keynote convention speaker in 2004, 4 years before he was named as the candidate in 2008. How many people have to come forward before the mainstream media accept that their liberal pin-up boy might not be who he claims to be? If everything about the Obamas is a lie, then questions must be asked. Who are they? And why are the elites so determined to protect them? Birds of a feather flock together, and Obama's friends are slowly but surely being exposed as pedophiles, perverts, and all-round bad eggs.
And then you want to be the president of the United States, you call your man, call MTV. We're going to give you a platform. We're going to give you a way to speak because you on to something, kid. Well, you on to something. You making sense to me. You got me. I am franchised. I'm not disenfranchised no more.
And I just want to say how much I appreciate Puff Daddy for doing the kinds of work that he's doing, because he doesn't have to do this.
We also know that the Obama-Biden administration hired this financial official that was overseeing the property that Maxwell was found in when she was caught by the FBI. So the man's name was Thomas J. Curry, and he worked for the Obama-Biden administration, who owned the home that Maxwell was found in. The Obama-Biden administration not only was taking care of the property that she would be found in, 2 of Maxwell's nephews worked for the Obama-Biden administration, including a nephew at Hillary Clinton's State Department and a nephew in the White House working on these Ukrainian deals.
Which makes the growing number of accusations against Michelle from numerous child rape victims even more disturbing. A child sex victim has blown the whistle on Michelle Obama and testified that she raped her when Michelle was a man.
So the names that you just mentioned, Barack Obama, Steven Tyler, Joe Biden, Michelle Obama, have you had personal sexual experiences with these people?
Yes.
These people participated in sex abuse firsthand with you?
Yes. Everybody is complicit. Everybody is complicit. It is covered up by your local FBI. It is covered up by your local police department. It is underground tunnels. There's a whole world.
Secret Playboy Mansion tunnels. Okay, this one will blow your mind. So, Playboy.com staff members released some blueprints that they found a few years ago that show underneath the Playboy Mansion is a series of tunnels that were constructed to link Hugh Hefner's world-famous domicile to the homes of Jack Nicholson, James Caan, Kirk Douglas, and Warren Beatty. The blueprints, which show that the construction project was built in the 70s and 80s, were discovered in the Playboy archives by staff writers looking for a juicy story. Polaroids detailing the construction were dated to 1977 and showed a large excavation project underneath the house. Upon further investigation, a large treasure trove of maps and blueprints was discovered in the Playboy Mansion's basement, which clearly show how the tunnel system connected all the bachelors' homes to the iconic estate. Apparently, the tunnels were sealed up sometime around 1989, when Hugh got married to Kimberly Conrad. Unfortunately, Hef himself can't give us any more clues about them since he passed away a couple of years ago. Representatives for his estate refused to comment on the issue as well. It's fascinating to think what those tunnels might have been used for. They probably hold a ton of secrets just waiting to be uncovered. Hopefully, someday they'll be opened back up and we'll get the full story.
Being flown around the world on private planes, dressed in a wardrobe fresh off the runway, to attending exclusive events with the rich and powerful, rubbing elbows with doctors, successful politicians, and even high-profile members of law enforcement. The story you're about to hear is so shocking, so unbelievable, that your mind is going to struggle to allow you to accept that things like this exist. But they do. And they are happening right now all over the world.
Clients I was forced to have sex with were very rich and powerful, very important VIPs. They were in law enforcement, doctors, psychiatrists, judges, politicians. I attended many parties for people who had just got elected into office.
Now, for nearly 4 months, we researched Kendall's story, trying to verify its authenticity. We were able to confirm that Kendall has, in fact, been trafficked.
One of Diddy's girls has spoken out and revealed who she was trafficked to. She was sold into this world by her parents to a powerful man who owned a trafficking ring and didn't know what she was experiencing was wrong because it was all she ever knew. Apparently, she was moved around using underground tunnels throughout LA, including a tunnel that connected Diddy's mansion to Hugh Hefner's mansion nearby. She said she was passed around to all kinds of elite people, including Michelle Obama, who she says is actually a man. She was flown all around the world to wealthy people's islands, not just Epstein's, as there are countless Preto islands like Jay-Z's. The reason why she hasn't been able to report this is because the FBI and the local police department are in on it too. She appeared on the Dr. Phil show and revealed she is owned.
Kelly Carter, a young woman who was trafficked, remembers being transported using these very tunnels that would lead directly to the homes of elite celebrities like Diddy.
Through the garden area, and employees led us to underground tunnels. We had to take an elevator and stairs. We had to be led. There is no way that you can just walk into a tunnel. The entrances and the exits are in your face, but there's no way that you can just walk through tunnels. You'll get stuck. You'll go deeper and deeper, and you won't be able to come back out because it's hard, because the tunnels run all different directions for miles and miles and miles and miles. So if you go down the wrong one, you'll get stuck, and it's confusing to turn back around and get back to where you're going. So you have to be led in and out. I think people assume that when you get underground, it's just this dirt and you keep going deeper and there's more dirt, and then there's cages of children. No, that's not how it works. There's cities underground, there's warehouses underground, there's actual homes underground. People build these tunnels, and they've built them for decades. There's a lot, and elite celebrities, they go down there for parties.
And that ain't the only time Carter's spoken about being held captive in these tunnels, doing whatever the rich and elite wanted her to.
You and Jack Nicholson had your own secret passageway into the Playboy Mansion.
You can go Google it. I'm sure right now Obama's working on trying to scrub it as we speak. But they're out there. Get them while you can before they scrub it. And look who was just in the UK last week. While all of this is being exposed, and then the next week, we have the raid, the arrest, and the exposure of the rap industry. Doing the same thing Hollywood, Disney, Nickelodeon, and Epstein were doing. He was in on it, so he knew, he got a hint. They're getting ready to go after your boy. And there's some names that are going to be dropped, like, Prince Harry, the royals. There's going to be some names dropped, and including you. He went there. Damage control.
And the thing is, Diddy might actually never get arrested for any of this. Why? Well, that's because it turns out that even the country's most powerful politicians might be in on the whole thing.
Do you think it's a lot of undercover brothers in the industry?
Oh no, Queen. We don't know nothing about undercovers. Oh no.